Alright, so good morning. You join me down at my local club water. It looks like it's going to be quite a nice sunny day. Heading into autumn now, so I think there might be a little chance still of nicking one out the edge. So we're going to get the gear out of the van, go for a walk around the lake and see if we can stalk one out of the margins. Alright, so I've been walking around now for 4 or 5 hours and I hadn't seen a single fish hardly anywhere near any of the spots that I just trickled a couple of baits into until just came around this corner and saw a couple just behind me. And I was then getting a rod ready to go in the water and my phone went. So I was just talking on there and tried to move away and be quiet, and I could see they're still there. So there's a couple more drifted in there now, so I'm going to throw a couple of solubles in there and we're going to see if we can get a rod in place. Alright, so one just jumped out behind me, did you see that? There's a few in here close, so I'm going to try and get a rig in position so I can get this back down in position. And hopefully they drift back in if I trickle a little bit of bait over the top again. There's still one there at the back of the spot. And the light's starting to go. Just gone behind a cloud, so hopefully I can swing this into position. Real good chance here. It's taken me a lot of hours of walking around to find a chance, but so we've got a real good chance now. Oh, there's one right under my rod tip. Oh, it's a good fish as well. Oh, there's 3 of them. They're well and truly in. I'm going to have to really time this to not spook them out. They're feeding on these solubles, because I'm not going to put this in while they're sat there feeding on the spot. Oh, there's 2 little ones there now. There's a group of them. I'm going to flick some crumbed up soluble out. Hopefully that just spooks them off the spot for a second. I think that done it. Oh, they're rolling further out as well. Just lower this down to that spot. Oh, cruised straight over it. I hadn't spooked them out. Oh, I can't really see how that laid down. Alright, we've got one. I just saw him pick it up. Oh, that was a savage take. He did not like that. That looked a good fish. Get in. Yes. Oh, it's an absolute bang. Get in there. Alright, so here we go. The result of that bit of stalking shows that just 10 minutes in the right place is all you need. There was loads of fish in there feeding, so to get this absolutely beautiful one made up with 23 pound thereabouts. How about that? Proper scaly stunner. Dark as you like, proper Norfolk goldfish. Absolutely made up with that. Caught in a little soluble from NutriBaits. There's loads of fish just grubbing around in them. They really do let off a load of attraction. Yeah, absolutely buzzing. So we'll just take a look at this side and then we'll slip it back and we'll talk you through the rigs and the bait I used to catch it with. Whoa, lively. Absolutely beasted me in and around the reeds, but yeah, that hook hold was absolutely brilliant on this little combi rig. There we go. How about that? Proper dark hold fish, just how we like them. Right, we'll slip this one back and we'll chat to you about how we caught it. Alright, so I just slipped that fish back, so I thought I'd talk you through the rig setup that I had that fish on. It's a really simple setup. It's a slip D combi rig for those that you know what it is. But let's start at the lead setup. When I'm stalking, I prefer to use a drop-off inline setup, and I have that so that the fish has hardly got to do anything to just shake, and that is coming straight off there. It's on so gently, but because I'm lowering the rig in the edge, I'm not casting. I know the lead's not going to come off on the cast, but I want that fish to drop that lead as soon as it's felt the weight of it. Because there's lots of snags, lily pads, all the reeds, that kind of stuff in the edge, so I want that lead off as soon as possible. From that, I then have a section of fluorocarbon. I think this is 25-pound illusion, I can't actually remember, to be honest with you. And then I tie a little Weybread knot to a size 6 Kamakura wide gape. Now the Kamakuras, I use those mainly only when I'm stalking, because I want a super sharp hook, because those finicky fish in the edge, when they pick it up, the sharpest hook possible, just to help Nick set that hook home. And then that is whipped on as a slip D, so it's a micro ring swivel on the D section, a bit of shrink tubing just to help set that hook round, and then the hook bait itself is one of the NutriBait's trigger ice solubles. Now the solubles aren't actually a hook bait, they are designed to melt within about 4 hours, dissolve, so they will break down, but because I'm lowering it into the edge and I'm only going to leave it out there 10, 15, 20 minutes, something like that, I don't mind it. It's going to be letting off loads of attraction, it's going to match exactly what I've been trickling in there in halves and bits, so it's already what they're feeding on, and that's what I want for my hook bait when I'm stalking. So had that lovely fish. I'm going to have a little look around in a little while. We'll talk to you about the bait in a moment that I've been feeding to get him going before I got the rod in place, and then if we can find another one, we'll have a crack at another one. If not, we'll end the video and catch up with you in a little while. Alright, so let's just have a little chat about my stalking bait at the moment. It's not conventional, it's not little bits and pieces of pellet and tigers and all that kind of stuff. At the moment, I'm just using NutriBait's solubles. What they are is they're a soluble version of their normal boilie range, so these are trigger ice, and they're designed to break down and let off all their attraction within 4 or 5 hours. So all I've done is they're really soft, is I just crumbed them up into my hand into little bits. They break down super easy, and I've just been sprinkling in the crumb with a couple of half baits and a few whole ones as well. That way when they come in, they're used to picking up a few whole baits as well, because this is what I've got on my hook bait as well. So they let off loads of attraction, as I say. They also blend in with the bottom. They're a really natural looking colour, loads of little bits and pieces coming off them, and fish, when they get in there, they just start grubbing around. Like just then, before I had that take, there was probably 6 or 7 different fish coming in, and there's a real proper feeding frenzy. For a lake that's not massively heavily stocked, they really did get down on it, and they were absolutely tearing at it. So it didn't take long to get that bite at all, which is what I want from a bait. So I can just walk around the lake like I done when I got here. I know I was walking around for 4 or 5 hours before I had that bite, and I was just putting in literally 5 or 6 of these crumbed up, that's all it was, with a couple of whole ones as well. So hardly any bait at all, but it was enough to, as I was walking around checking, I could see if fish were in there just cruising through. And once I saw they were in there, I trickled in a couple of more to spook them out and just lowered that rig in amongst them. So yeah, nicked that absolutely beautiful old fish. We're going to see if we can grab another one, but it's looking a bit bleak now, and I haven't got a lot long left, so fingers crossed we have another one to show you. If not, I'll catch up with you at the end. Alright, so we're back now at the car park, it's time to go. I've done another couple of laps, but I didn't really see anything else in the margins. It's been quite hard to get them going today. I've baited loads of spots, I've done God knows how many laps, walked for 5 hours, stood looking absolutely knackered, probably sunburnt as well from the sun. But yeah, really made up with that fish. They're just stunning looking fish in this place. Really nice old Norfolk fish. And yeah, to stalk it out of the margin under my rod tip, that was the plan for the day. So I'm really happy with that. Would have liked another one, but that's just me being greedy. So hopefully you like this video. If you have, click like and subscribe. There's plenty more coming out on the channel over the next few months. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.